Hello, it's Mark here again from Green Games. We're here today to show you a game overview of Thunderstone Advance from AEG Games. Very nicely sent us a review copy to check out. So we've already done the unboxing, so you've seen the bits. We've taken all the cards out, we've laid it out and we've set up a demo game to show you how it plays. Now, you can set the cards out to lots of different ways. This is one of the 3 scenarios from the book. There's also the ability to randomise which card set you start out with. There's iPhone apps that will generate the setup for you, and each time it's a different challenge because you're playing different cards, but you'll find out about that as we play. So, just to give you a bit of an overview as to what the game's all about. The idea is it's a deck building game. So if you don't already know the gist of a deck building game, the idea is to use the cards available to build the best deck that you can, so that every turn when you draw your hand from your deck that you've assembled, you've got the best cards to win the game, win the turn, or do whatever you need to do. So, these are the cards available to you. So the idea is there's a dungeon full of nasty monsters, and in that dungeon there is the Thunderstone, which is held by the Thunderstone bearer. When he comes out and is defeated or escapes the dungeon, the game ends, and he's somewhere at the bottom of that pile. It's random, but he's somewhere at the bottom, so you've got to fight your way through all those monsters before you get to him. So that's the dungeon. Those are the monsters that you've got to defeat. So if we look down at the board here, these are the resources available to you. You can hire heroes. Some are better than others. They've all got various abilities. Just to show you the cards briefly, so if we can see, there's a little bag of gold. That's how much it costs. We'll get into how you buy things in a minute. The abilities, what they can do. At the top there we've got a level 1 guy, but if we go a bit further down, to get better is to go down level 1, level 2 guy, level 3, so it's better ranked as they go down. So the more you buy, the more chance you have of getting a higher ranked hero. Those are the heroes. We've got the items, or the weapons, next row down. Again, lots of different abilities, different costs. So that's what you buy to equip the heroes with to fight the baddies. Next row down is the items. Now you've only got 2 out here. Other scenarios and other setups might have 3, but this is what's available for this one. Wizards, spells, sorry, that are available. That's available to us this game. And then over here, we've got the villagers in the village that are going to assist us, hopefully. Okay, as long as they don't get killed by beasties at the end of the game. Okay, so that's the board. Those are all the bits. So now you know what the cards look like, we'll have a look at what you get in the box actually. So, from the unboxing, you just saw lots of cards in packs. The idea is there's lots of separators. So when you put them all away, they're all neatly separated into the various cards. It's dead easy to find your cards and to set them and to start. And if you notice, there's lots of space, so that if you've got the previous sets, because this is the 3rd base set in the series, if you've got any of the previous sets, you can put the cards in there and keep it all nice and neat together. Bonus! What a good idea. Right, okay, so I've set this all up. We'll start our first turn. So, the deck you begin with, it's the same for everybody. You get a couple of spears, couple of torches, couple of regular soldiers who are bobbins. They're alright, they're just soldiers. You get some Thunderstone shards that help you in combat, but that's the basic deck that everybody gets. Okay, so that's all shuffled. So at the start of your turn, give them a shuffle, we get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what you do is you lay these 6 cards out in front of you. Best way of doing this would be, I will lay them out down here. Okay, so this is my hand for the turn. Okay, now I have options now. On your turn you can do a few things. You can either go to the village and buy stuff, and level up your heroes if you can level guys up. You can go to the dungeon and fight things if you've got the relevant people, you've got enough weapons and whatnot. You can prepare, so if you've got some cards there that you want, but you can't use them this time, you can put them on your deck so you can pick them up next time. Now that's new for this version of the game, for people that play the digital version. Or you can rest, and resting destroys your cards. Take a card, take it at your deck, you don't want it to rush, slim the deck down. So those are the options. So let's just have an example turn. So if we look back at the cards here, what have we got? We've got, if I want to go to the village and buy something, I look at the gold value on the cards. So we've got a 2, a 2, a 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, is that right? Mental maths. So with those cards, with that gold value, if I don't look at anything else, I can buy something worth 9 and add it to my deck. No point in fighting any monsters right now, because I've got one hero who can equip one weapon, and I get 2 to attack. So as you get better and your deck gets better, the heroes will get better with better attacks, with better weapons. But right now I've got one guy in this hand with one weapon. So as an example, if we zoom up to the monsters up here, let's say I was to get my 2 attack and try and do something here. This is the health I've got to be to the monsters. So 7, 13 and a 10. So I don't stand a chance. I'm nowhere close. But one thing worth bearing in mind is the deeper we go into the dungeon, the darker it gets. The darker it gets, the worse we are at fighting as we venture into the gloom. So darkness of 1, we take 2 off our fighting. So to get around the darkness, if we zip back down to our cards, we need things like torches. Now, we're not fighting in this turn, so it doesn't matter, but if we had a torch of 1, that would negate 1 level of darkness, which would mean we don't have to minus anything from our attack. That'd be good. Regardless, we're not going to do that, we're going to buy something instead. So we've got 9 gold. So, thinking on the fly, what would we like to buy? Probably another hero. So if you come up to this deck here, let's see what here. So we'll get a dwarf. And we'll add the dwarf to our deck. Now when we add him to the deck, we put him in our discard pile face up. So we can't use him now, but we might get him next time. So I'll put him in my discard pile, which is up here. Turn over. That's my turn done. I take the cards from down here. Yeah, creasing them. Put them in the discard pile. Done. So then you'd go around the table, the other person have the next turn, and so on and so forth. So would come back to me. I get 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my discard pile there. I'll leave it there. So I'll put them down here again. Let's see what we've got. Probably more of the same, I would have thought. Oh, those Larmy. 5 regulars. That would equate to 5 attack points. But also, I've got the Thunderstone here. I might have done it last turn actually and forgot to use it. There we go, never mind. It would plus 2 strength. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potentially. So let's look at the monsters. Do I have any monsters that I could beat? No, because I've got no light, so I can't go deeper down into the dungeon to get that one. So again, I guess it'd be another round in the village. So let's look at my cards again. Unfortunately, I'd only get 1 gold because there's no other gold available. That's all a bit pants. So what I might do is I might prepare instead. I might do nothing else other than take this card because it might be useful next turn, and then put it face down on my deck. There we go. However, now, because my deck is empty, take all the cards, we give them a shuffle and we start again. Notice that the dwarf is somewhere in there now that we've bought, and as the rounds go on, the more things you buy, they get discarded into your deck, and chances are you'll pick them up and have a good hand. So there we go. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Let's assume that I'm bigger and better and harder, and I've managed to acquire more heroes. What we do is, if we manage to beat a monster, so for example, let's engineer something. Let's say I've bought a dwarf, I'll put him down here, and let's say he's got a hammer. This is an ideal hand coming out right now, so this will never happen in your game probably. He's got some light. What else? What else can we stack on this? Let's say I've got veteran trainer that's with my party that I bought from the village. And let's fill it out with a hero with a long spear. This has got to beat this guy, surely. So, let's say I had that hand. This would be good. So, I've got a dwarf. I've got a dwarven bear hammer. Usually, that little 6 there means that only heroes with a strength of 6 can carry it. And if you look, all the heroes have got a strength value 5, 3. But it also says dwarven heroes of any strength can equip this. So he can equip that. So that's 2, 5, 6. I might have enough. Anyway, we'll swap those out. You get the idea. So 5, 6, 7. We've got 1 light. So if I were to attack this monster up here, 1 light to negate that. 7 wouldn't kill him. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... This is live demos for you, this. Swap it out. Let's say it's that one. So, if I was to fight him, I'd kill him. Yay! So what would happen is, when you fight monsters have effects on the cards as well. So again, I think these are slightly different mechanics from the older sets. Aftermath value, you can see there. After the fight, win or lose, you have to carry that effect out. Spoils. If you win, then you carry out the spoils action. So you can take. So if you win this guy, you can take an additional turn. Regardless, after the fight, if the total attack score did not exceed the card's health by 2 or more, destroy all the cards in your hand. Harsh, because destroy means out of the deck for good. So yeah, a battle effect there. We can see that. So that action happens in a battle regardless. So again, 2 curses. Ooh, we'll talk about curses actually in a second. First of all, we'll just resolve this. So this guy, we killed him. Brilliant. So what we do is when we kill him, it goes back, it goes into our hand, into our deck. We get 2 experience points for killing him, or victory points, sorry. The person at the end of the game with the most victory points wins, so this is good. Cards with high victory points is good. We get 2 experience points, which are those. And the card then goes into our deck, just as if we bought a hero or as if we bought an item. When we pull it from the deck in future, that gold is treated just like gold in our hand. And also, if it's got a trophy, if we pull this in our hand, we can use that trophy in an attack or whatever action is available. So say for example we'd won that and that was in our hand for a fight, then trophy +1 magic attack. So that's quite cool. So yeah, we've won. It goes into our discard pile. That's going to be in our hand in future, and we have 2 experience points. Experience points are used when you go into the village. Once you've bought your what you want to buy from the village, you can use experience points to level up your heroes. So let's say I had, sorry, keep your camera there, that's okay. Let's say I had this guy. I've been and bought stuff. He's got to be in your hand. It says in my hand. 2 experience points to level him up. So I ditched 2 that I've got in combat previously, and then I root down and find the level 2 card. Level 2 card. Root down there, find level 2 card. Destroy that one. That one goes out my deck into the box, and then this goes into my discard pile. So I've leveled him up, ready to be used in future. Also, as you buy cards, and as you go down the deck, as the game evolves, game goes on, people buy things, you get to the point where you're going to end up buying level 2 guys anyway, level 3 guys anyway. More expensive, more abilities, they can do fancier stuff. So, that's the game, really, in a nutshell. Obviously lots of cards have lots of different types of abilities. I can't go through all of them, there's loads. But they all work with each other very well, interact with each other very well. A couple of things we didn't talk about really quickly is there's familiars. This is a familiar deck, this is new to this version. If you kill a monster that gives you a familiar, it's a card that you can put in play in front of you. So when it comes into your hand, you can play it in front of you. It stays in front of you until you use it, so it doesn't take up your usual hand. The more you've got to have experience in your pool to use it, the more experience you have in your pool, the better it is. You don't use your experience to use it, but if it's in your pool, then those are the abilities that you can fire off there, so you can see more experience you've got, the better it is. So that's quite cool. That's new for this edition. The curse deck, as we just made that monster there give us curses. Lots of unpleasant things. So these go in your hand, in your deck, sorry. So chances are they're going to come into your hand. When they do come into your hand, the curse applies. So -1 attacks. Nothing ever good comes out of being cursed, I find, usually. And then there's a bit of info on there as to how to become uncursed. So you can try and get rid of the curse. Or you can just endure it, stick it back into your discard pile. It's going to come up again, but you know, it's probably better than, in some cases, having to go through the whatever you've got to do to get rid of it. Curses. Curses is new for this edition. What else is new for this edition? The prepare action. It's just, the rulebook as well has been expanded on a lot. They started from scratch, started from page 1 and rewrote all the rules to try and get all the wording perfect. So coming to this edition, any slight oddness with the timings, I've looked at the rulebook and it's explained it straight away, so that's brilliant. There's a solo version of the game. I've played it, it's brutal. Whereas the multiplayer game, the only when you kill somebody, monsters move down, new one comes from the deck, and so on and so forth. It keeps on going down, and that's how you work your way down the deck and get to the bad guy at the bottom. Triggers the end of the game. But that only happens when something's killed. So you can go around, you can be quite leisurely. The pace is set by the person killing the most monsters in a multiplayer game. In a solo game, at the end of every turn, the monsters just keep moving down. You have your turn, then the monsters move down. You have your turn, the monsters move down. Unless you kill them, they spill out to the bottom. At the end of the game, you count out all the ones that have spilled out, count up the victory points. Count up the victory points to the ones that you managed to kill, and if there's more that have spilled out into the village, then you lose. It's rock hard. Well, I'm just being rubbish, to be fair, I don't know. But at least it's an option, a solo option, if you're bored. And I think that's it. So, as usual, if I missed anything, we'll annotate it when it gets onto YouTube, and I'll put a little notes or cover my tracks. And I think that's about it. So, if you've liked it, subscribe to the channel. We do lots of other unboxings and overviews. We've got a Facebook page, we've got a Twitter page. Of course, we've got the online store. This is currently on pre-order there, but very soon it will be released and you can go there and buy it properly. Got all sorts of games available to you. And I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.